Every day, millions of people all over the world provide care for parents, spouses, and other loved ones who require some level of assistance due to a physical or mental disability. In many cultures, this is not only common, but it also becomes the normal expectation. Family caregiving usually involves tasks above and beyond assisting with activities of daily living, like bathing, dressing, and feeding, but may also include medical or nursing tasks. On average, a family caregiver will spend over 24 hours each week providing care to a loved one, and there are many who report spending over 40 hours per week on caregiving duties. What gets lost in the expectation is the reality that family caregivers often set aside their own personal and professional lives to meet the needs of others. The goal of this video is to increase awareness that while family caregiving can be a genuinely rewarding experience, the caregivers often face challenges that can leave them overwhelmed, anxious, and sometimes intimidated by their duties. It's also important to recognize that family caregivers are at greater risk for physical and emotional problems, particularly depression. This channel is committed to helping caregivers get the information and support that they need. Let's review family caregiving in its many forms. Typically, the caregiver provides medication assistance, help with hygiene, transportation, meal preparation, housekeeping, and safety precautions. In some countries, family caregivers can receive support and resources from health insurance providers. Some may even have access to nurse helplines, community educational programs, instructional DVD, and preventative care services. Unfortunately, this is not the case in many countries, and it is not the norm anywhere. Regardless of country or culture, many of the challenges that family caregivers face are very similar. Let's look at the most common issues. Possibly the most challenging is emotional and physical stress. Family caregivers experience higher levels of stress, anxiety, depression, and other mental health challenges. Many will experience a loss of self-identity. They feel as if they have less control over their own lives because the more time they spend on companion care, the less time they have for themselves and other loved ones. They often lose a sense of who they are outside of their caregiver role. Quite naturally, there is less time to care for themselves. Self-care suffers because they have limited time to exercise or are too mentally and physically fatigued to socialize. Financial strain is a common reality. Helping a loved one can significantly impact a caregiver's finances. Many caregivers are more likely to alter their work lives to take on unpaid caregiving responsibilities. Sleep deprivation is a frequent challenge. Family caregivers can be sleep deprived for several reasons, such as worry or concern for their loved one, or simply from trying to keep up with their loved one's erratic sleep-wake cycle. Feeling the need to do it all themselves, many caregivers are ashamed or even afraid to ask for help from others. They think that asking for assistance may be a sign of weakness. Family caregivers proudly take on their responsibilities, even if it means some form of self-denial or sacrifice. The goal here is to help everyone to be aware of common challenges that family caregivers face, so they can be on the lookout for signs that the primary caregiver is feeling stressed, overwhelmed, isolated, or exhausted. This way, others can take action to step in and lend a hand. We are all familiar with the old adage, "It takes a village to raise a child." This is so true, and we need the village to help care for the elderly as well. The tips and suggestions mentioned in this video are for general information purposes only, and should not be construed as professional medical advice. If you are a caregiver, and you are concerned about your physical or mental health, it is also advisable that you consult with your physician to ensure that you have a clear understanding of your personal situation. If there is a health or wellness subject you would like to know more about, leave us a comment and we'll be happy to put together a video.